Yo, JBlanked here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about FlipWorld, which is the first open world multiplayer game for the Flipper Zero, best played with the video game module. Now, a few weeks back, I released a video on how to hook up your Wi-Fi dev board to the video game module, and that is used in FlipWorld. Now, before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, leave a thumbs up on this video. All right, let's get it. If you have a video game module, we're going to need to flash it before we can use it. So to do so, we need to go into the FlipperHTTP GitHub. The link is in the description down below. And we need to go to the video game module folder. Now we have two options, and the one we're going to be using is the MicroPython. So inside of here it has the two different methods that we can use to flash our video game module. Now, if you're already on the computer, the second method is going to be a bit faster, but if you would like to use the Flipper Zero, we can also use the video game module tool app to flash. For this walkthrough, we're just going to do the second method. So we're going to go and click and download this UF2 file. Okay, and then follow the instructions. Next, we're going to press and hold boot on your video game module for 2 seconds. I am doing that now. And now, while holding the boot button, we need to connect the video game module to the computer using a USB cable, and the port is on the right side of your video game module. So doing that, I'll plug mine in. Cool, and then that's it. We can let go of the boot button. Now it says to drag and drop the downloaded file onto the device. So if we go into storage here, we'll see the device pop up right here, RPI-RP2. In the downloads file or folder, we're just going to drag this right into the video game module. It'll take just a second or two to load on there, and then it will automatically remove itself from your computer, and we are all set. Now, the next thing we need to do is to flash our Wi-Fi dev board with FlipperHTTP. We go back to the main screen, click on Wi-Fi developer board, and we're going to follow similar steps. Now, I already have a video on how to flash your Wi-Fi developer board, so we're not going to do that in this video. Now, let's move on to the actual game. So let's go back to the FlipWorld repository, and we're going to go over pretty much how it works, the controls, and then we're going to see it live. So in short, FlipWorld and FlipSocial are connected. Whenever you make an account on FlipWorld or FlipSocial, you can use that same information to log in on the other app. So, all your friends, messages, and achievements are synced between apps and all future apps and games. And the cool thing is you only need a username and password to start, which you can set in the user settings. So speaking of settings, we have Wi-Fi settings, which are very simple. User settings, which you can change your username and password like we just talked about. And then we have the game settings, which you can like set your FPS. You can change whether you want the sound to be on, the vibration to be on, the screen backlight to be on, and you can also install the official world pack, which kind of just makes the loading of the worlds a little bit faster. Now, the controls are pretty simple. You press and hold left. If you're not facing left already, the character will turn left, and then you will start walking left if the button is still being pressed. And then same is true for right. If you hold right, if you're not already facing right, then the player will walk right if the button is still pressed. And then if you hold up, you'll walk up. If you want to go down, you hold down. And this is a typo. If you press or hold OK, then you can attack or teleport. Now, by the time you're seeing this, it will say press or hold OK for attack and teleport. So how it works is until all the enemies of the world are defeated, the OK button is used to attack. And then once all the enemies are defeated, then you can press the OK button again to teleport to the next world. All right, now let's go over the player attributes. So we have health, there's XP, there's level, strength, health regen, and there is an attack timer. Now for the defaults, you have 100 health, 0 XP of course, 10 strength, 1 health regen, an attack timer of 1, that's 1 second, and you of course are level 1. So as you level up, the player gains an extra 1 strength and 10 health. And additionally, the amount of XP needed to level up increases exponentially by 1.5. So, as you hit those higher levels, it's going to take significantly more XP to level up than the level before. Now, as far as enemies, they have similar attributes to players, but of course they don't get to level up, and they also do not have health regen. So for example here, level 1 enemies also have 100 health and 10 strength. Now, if you are attacked by an enemy, your health is decreased by the enemy's strength. So that means if you are both level 1, the enemy has a strength of 10. So if it attacks you, then you will lose 10 health. Additionally, if an enemy defeats you, your XP decreases by the amount of the enemy's strength. And conversely, when you successfully attack an enemy, you gain 10% of the enemy's strength as health and increase your XP by the enemy's full strength. All right, cool. So let's just hop right into it. That's kind of all we need to go over here. Let's just show you the game. All right, let me plug in my FlipperZero. And then we'll go over to Q Flipper. And here we go, FlipWorld. The latest version is version 0.3, and it was a stability release. So if you're having issues with FlipWorld, make sure to use version 0.3 or higher. All right, so let's hop right into the settings. For Wi-Fi, this is to insert your Wi-Fi SSID and password. Over to game, we have the game settings that we talked about. The default settings work very, very well. You can set your FPS pretty high, but you will experience some lagging. So it's best just to leave it at 30 or 60 even. And then the rest are just your preferences. Now I personally do not like the sound on, so I will turn it off, but everything else I like to keep on. And then for the user settings, you need to type in your username. And luckily, if you already have an account with Flip Social, this should automatically populate whenever you insert this menu. If not, you need to fill this out. Choose a cool name because this name will be displayed to other users inside of the game. Okay, now let's hop right into it. We went over the settings. Here's the about. This is by myself, Derek Jameson, and my homie PR3. All right, let's hit play. Now, when it first loads, it goes and fetches your character traits, and then it loads and draws the worlds. And then here we are. Now, one thing I forgot to mention that I will also edit on the README is that if an enemy is facing you, you cannot go up and attack them. So the only way for you to attack the enemy is if the enemy is facing away from you. So that means that if you get close to an enemy and you collide with the enemy and he is facing you, you will lose health. For example, here. He collided with me, I got pushed back, and I lost 10 health. Let me see it again. Lost 10 health. Same thing with the ghost here. Lost 10 health twice. So the only way for you to attack them is while they are turned around. So actually, I forgot to print. Okay, there we go. And then the next enemy, I find it best to do like the hit and run approach, and from behind and then run away. That seems to work out best. I don't think I missed that time. Okay, one more hit, he should be good. And there we go. So now if I hit OK again, now I will teleport to the next world. So here we go. If you do not have the world already on your flipper, it will install it. And then here we go. Here is our Cyclops. Pretty long range. I'm not even sure of his range. It's pretty long though. Okay, I see it now. So let's get him here. And then over here. What I missed. So the trick is you have to collide with them while pressing the OK button. So that's the reason why we said it's easier to play with the video game module, because you could tilt the video game module while pressing OK instead of having to press both buttons at the same time. And the other enemy, I have not played this world that much. Oh, here they go. You should have had 100 health, but that's okay. 50 is fine. No. Okay, this one has a pretty far walk too. Here we go. And boom. And boom. And then one more hit. Bop. And then I hit OK twice, so it's loading the next world. Download the next world because I didn't have it. And here we are. We have the next world. Looks somewhat similar, huh? It looks somewhat similar, but they have more health. I did hit them twice, but I kind of glitched through them. Okay, there we go. And then let's go up and find, are there more? No, these are just rocks. Okay, we got a Cyclops again. Got caught. See how as soon as he turned around and faced me, I lost health. And then here we go. Oh. And boom. There we go. And now as soon as I hit OK again, it will go to the next world. Actually, no, that's all of the worlds. And so this is FlipWorld. If you want to play again, we would just hit back. And it says, thanks for playing FlipWorld. Hit back, then wait for the game to save. So we hit back, and then the game will save. Then we can hit back, and then we are done. Yeah, so that's FlipWorld version 0.3. We plan on adding multiplayer support in version 0.8. So we do have a few more weeks to go before we get to that point, but definitely go and enjoy the game. Let us know what you think in the comments or on Discord or on Flip Social. And we'll take all that feedback in and add those things into the upcoming updates. I'm JBlanked. If you aren't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. Until next time, peace.